We are live from Baldwin Wallace University at George Finnie Stadium. Cleveland SC versus Ambassadors FC Ohio. I'm Eli Maestro, joined alongside by Justin Dedrick. And it is a top 10 matchup here under the lights in Cleveland.
Eli, I'm really excited for this one today. Like you said, top 10 matchup. The stakes are high. And Cleveland SC being able to get this one at home in front of the fans on a really awesome night for these guys. You know the energy is going to be up. You know they're going to be playing hard. And you know they're going to want to go out there and play on the attack early. We talked to Coach Jovanovski. He wants to play their game. He doesn't want to put anything into the hands of Ambassadors. Doesn't want to play to their pace. They want to play at Cleveland SC's pace, but that's going to be fast tonight. They're going to press. They're going to play hard. They're going to play with high energy, and they're going to see where they can get going early.
The two Ohio teams in the Great Lakes Conference and the NPSL meet for the first time this season. This matchup here in Cleveland, the return game will be in Canton later this month. Neither team has picked up a loss in their 4 games played this season. Cleveland SC, 3 wins, 1 draw, no losses. Ambassadors, a clean 4 wins, no losses. But the real test comes tonight. Like we mentioned, top 10 in the nation. When you look at the NPSL, if you don't sort by conference, you don't sort by division, all 100-some teams that play in the NPSL, number 3 is Ambassadors, number 8 is Cleveland, and they meet here tonight on this turf.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 100-plus teams are in this league, and we have 2 of the top 10, 2 of the best in the entire country on the pitch tonight right in front of us. It's going to be a great matchup. The thing with this Ambassadors team, Eli, is their defense is really good. They've only allowed 4 goals through 4 matches. Cleveland SC is going to need to find some type of hole in their defense and their strategy, some type of point of attack to get their offensive going. Because really, their goals have come at a little bit of a wishy-washy pace at times.
Honestly, it's been really streaky as the attack for Cleveland SC. It's been all or nothing in terms of they score 3.5 and they score none and a half. It'll be interesting to see what shakes out against a really potent Ambassadors defense. We're about ready to get underway here from George Finnie Stadium, and we are underway. Abdou Faye gets things going for Cleveland SC, who will possess first, going right to left, wearing their orange and black home striped kits, the same kits they wore when they picked up that 3-1 win this past Saturday at the weekend against Niagara 18-12. Ambassadors in their white kits with the blue accents and blue numbers, light blue accents, dark blue numbers, really nifty kits, if I do say so myself. Ambassadors looking to establish first possession. The team yet to drop any points this season. 12 points from 4 matches for Ambassadors FC Ohio. From the Akron-Canton area, they play their home games at Malone University. They make the trip 40-some minutes here to Berea. It's the starting 11 you've come to expect, minus 1 big stalwart at the back for Cleveland SC. Alec Naguki unable to play tonight. In his place is O'Neal Mitchell. He joins Rodrigo Berea, who has yet to not play this season. He's played all 360 minutes for Cleveland SC. They are the center back pairing as Gabe Godding's going to try a long ball, try to cut this defense in half. Musaba runs on the far side, deflects off of a body. It will be a goal kick for Ambassadors. The rest of the starting 11 for the home side, Davide Carmignani and Julian Jurkovic are the fullbacks. Gabe Godding, who you saw try to cut that long ball, is the holding midfielder. Ahead of him, Noah Sandahl and Brett Nanchoff are the other two attacking midfielders. Nanchoff taking the captain's armband in the absence of Naguki, another Cleveland native. And up top, it's the treacherous trio of Hakeem Musaba, Abdou Faye, and Luca Piazza. Those three have combined for quite a few moments for this Cleveland SC team. 4 goals combined out of the 8 come from that top 3 pairing. Here is Musaba after Berea dispossessed an Ambassador, but he gets the favor return right back to him. Noah Sandahl looking to slow things down. He'll check it back to his back line. As we're about 2 minutes in from Berea, number 3 versus number 8 in the NPSL, the entire nation. O'Neal Mitchell evades some pressure. Coach Jovanovski talked a lot about the pressure this game. Both teams, it's going to be highly energized, and that starts with the front lines pressing the back lines, trying to get cheap turnovers and win more possessions. That ball brought down. Brett Nanchoff, the captain, gives chase and pops it back to Jurkovic.
Yeah, and Coach also talked a lot about the fact that you can't make simple mistakes tonight. The fundamentals have to be there. You need to make the plays that you know you can make the easy ones, and don't give any extra opportunities to Ambassadors. You can't allow those easy turnovers or those easy chances to this team. You need to make the most of every single time you have the ball.
Coach told us a really, really good statistic. I'm not sure how true it is, or if it's just kind of like an old tale, as Faye brings down Kersey in the midfield, and it's 80 to 90% of goals scored in the sport come 12 seconds after getting the ball back.
It's certainly an interesting stat. Yeah, again, not sure how true it is, but I mean, he told us, go back, look at the tape, look at the film, watch the goals that they've scored and the goals that they've led up, and he seems really confident on it.
Amir Spratt runs over O'Neal Mitchell. Takes a tumble and draws the foul. Spratt, a dynamo for this Ambassadors team. The Kent native, played his high school days at Kent Roosevelt, now currently plays for Mount Union, has 4 goals in 4 games, tied for most in the conference. The Great Lakes Conference, that is, in the NPSL. So Spratt, definitely the target man for this Ambassadors team. Long ball to Musaba seems to be a trend developing early. He plays it back for Sandahl, who takes some space, will take a long shot that sails over the bar, but Noah Sandahl, with an aggressive start, tried his luck from 30 yards out.
You don't hate those opportunities. I've always been under the mindset, the more shots that you can get up, higher chance that one can go in. I mean, there's chaos that happens in this sport. I know the prime strategy a lot of the time is pass around, look for the best shot, look for the hole in the defense. I've always been an ambassador, no pun intended, of taking those shots whenever you have the chance.
Cleveland SC regains possession. And there's another long ball attempted. That one spelled out by the center back, McCauley. Berea with a slick back look today. I like it.
Gotta try something new every once in a while.
I don't know. If things start going poorly, you might have to switch back at halftime. He's been the brick wall in defense for Cleveland SC so far this year. A team that's let up 2 goals in 4 games, and he's played every minute of it. We'll go around the Ambassadors FC Ohio starting 11 now. In goal, Nick Bertolini. In goal for Cleveland SC, Colin Monroe, also getting his third start of the season. Left to right in the defense, Davis Novak, Jordan Akins, Bennett McCauley, and Max Brown make up the back 4 as Piazza takes a tumble and earns a foul. And Davide Carmignani looks like he'll play it short. Tyler Harsh and Zach Kersey man the midfield, and then Diego Pinto, Amir Spratt. Those two have combined for 7 goals, man the left side of the attack. Omar Najjar, the former Cleveland SC player, on the right side of the striker position, and Jared Pena mans the right wing. Looks like actually Cleveland SC will try to capitalize as Nanchoff, a lefty, whips it in. Mitchell gets to it off his head. Musaba giving chase. This is Mitchell tied up with a couple defenders. tries his luck taking on a host of white jerseys. He's going to get there at the touchline and keep it in off the foot of an Ambassador. Unbelievable work from O'Neal Mitchell, the center back.
Yeah, that's incredible hustle, and that's exactly why he's been inserted in the starting lineup tonight. He makes those plays. I didn't think he'd get to that ball in the corner. He split two Ambassadors players to be able to reposition himself in front of the ball.
The Jamaicans' long throw, well into the 6-yard box. McCauley heads out as far as Godding, who can't get that touch under control, will chase towards the touchline. Oh, beautiful nutmeg of Akins. Piazza, the cross to the middle. Nodded away by Brown. Quick shot by Mitchell. Maybe a heat check for the Jamaicans. Sends it well to the right of the goal.
But I like this start, this first 7 minutes of the match. Cleveland SC has been on the attack for the vast majority. They've had it down here. They've been passing around. They have been putting up shots, getting crosses in there. They just haven't, been able to take advantage of one yet. But there's a lot of time, and it's an early sign that their offense has the energy today.
Ooh. There's that press we talked about, causing troubles for Ambassadors, pushing them all the way back, keeping them in the end zone. Now McCauley will start the break. To the middle, now out wide. Harsh. Off the foot of Piazza, who kicks it right off Harsh. Out of play. Carmignani will toe the sideline and launch. In the way of Abdou Faye, who chests it down for Piazza and aimlessly boots it up the field, where Bertolini will assess his options and cut a long ball to the right wing. Diego Pinto has to check it back. Ambassadors yet to really have any striking chance, though we're only 8 minutes into this game. At Cleveland SC with a couple heart rate rising moments already. If you're an Ambassadors fan, that is. Sandahl in the midfield to Godding. Doing well to avoid any pressure put on by Ambassadors. Seems like Cleveland SC wants to drop Godding into a center back role when they have the ball and let Carmignani and this man on the ball, Jurkovic, kind of take that open space. Musaba messes up his touch but regains possession to Godding.
Yeah, we've seen Carmignani, step up and play well in a little bit more of an attacking type of role. So just allowing him to have that space might be a new part of Coach Joe's game plan.
Musaba, the right wing, came all the way over to the left side. 1-2 attempted by Sandahl and Faye. Sandahl get enough on it. Musaba giving chase. And Davis Novak will gain possession for Ambassadors. They might want to run. But a good block by Jurkovic right into the feet of Novak again. Godding goes sliding in for a challenge and wins the ball. The Australian fearless in these first 10 minutes.
That's a great slide. You can just see the aggressiveness that they're playing on the ball. That press, they're not giving any breathing room, any room at all to these Ambassadors players.
Sandahl flicks out wide. Carmignani facing heavy pressure, gets it to Godding, who drops into that center back role, usually a defensive holding midfielder. Jurkovic heads down. Musaba outside the box. Feints on a shot. Now back out to the Argentinian Jurkovic. Left-footed swing. Right into a sea of white jerseys. Carmignani beat to the ball by Pinto. Sandahl into the mixer. No one home. Mitchell and Spratt go for a 50-50 challenge with the heads, and it's O'Neal Mitchell who comes out the benefactor.
A little bit more than 50-50. You see the height difference between Mitchell and Spratt. O'Neal Mitchell was able to out-jump and get his foot on it. Went over Amir Spratt. He couldn't even jump as high to get up there.
5 at the back, it seems, for Ambassadors, a 5-3-2. What they are playing in this one. That was kind of the expected formation coming in. That's what Cleveland SC practiced with the other day when we went and checked out practice. A low line for Ambassadors. All 11 behind the ball. Good chase by Pinto. Deflects the cross out for a throw. Beautiful day here in Berea
It's gorgeous out today, Eli. Those mid-70s. I believe it got up to 78 at some point. Probably feels a little warmer out there on the turf with the sun beating down on them. But it was absolutely gorgeous.
72 at kickoff, and we're about 11 and a half minutes in. Here from Cleveland, number 8 in the country, Cleveland SC hosting number 3 in Ambassadors FC Ohio. Still 0-0. Both teams feeling each other out. Bit of a slow period after a quick start from Cleveland SC. Monroe's full field fling sent back by Ambassadors, and a couple tricky touches by Mitchell and Gotting. Mitchell trying his luck again down this far side, makes one miss. Now Brent Nanchoff, the captain, couldn't get enough on his pass, and Mitchell will look for Jurkovic. Julian Jurkovic over the top. A good ball. Musaba runs on. Far side. Cross. Low. Looking for Fay. And it was important foot in by the center back. And it'll be a Cleveland SC corner kick. Our first of the game. Good play down that right side. Jurkovic and Musaba linking up. Jurkovic, another guy who's seen a fair share of minutes this season, 346 minutes, which by my quick math means he's played all but 14 minutes this season, and they all came last game when he was subbed off in the 76th minute.
Yeah, it was interesting to see when he got subbed off and the reactions he got back to the bench. He was getting handshakes and hugs from everyone because they knew that was the first time he had been taken out. He wasn't used to sitting on the bench.
Nanchoff ball in, punched away by Bertolini. Musaba on the end of it in the near side, a tricky little move. Hakeem Musaba, those quick feet.
Getting
out to
fancy.
Gotting, looking far post. Ball popped into the air by Fay. Cleared out by Maxwell Brown. Nanchoff to Fay, quick shot. Goes right over the bar. Didn't have enough time to react and get his footing right. Stuck a foot out and it kind of sliced on him over the bar.
Yeah, he had a decent angle. Like you said, couldn't really get the footing. He got well underneath it and it just kind of popped up over the goal.
Promising from Cleveland SC in attack, however. Maxwell Brown, the Cedarville University player, also spent time at Pitt and Cleveland State. His long ball induces a foul in the midfield. This Ambassadors team made up a lot of Ohio native schools. Ohio natives for that point. Walsh University, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, Otterbein, Wittenberg, and Lakeland Community College, to name a few. Mitchell does well to read the pass. Will Cleveland SC try to run? Mitchell, the center back, jaunting forward, try to through ball. Was a little bit, maybe bit off more than he could. Tried to chew. I don't remember.
He put it too far up the middle, and it just nobody was there to get it. I picked
Bit
up what
off
you were
more than
putting
he
down.
could chew.
There you go.
There it is.
I think you were mixing about 4 different phrases there.
Couldn't figure out which one to use. On the far side, Spratt, the leading goal scorer for Ambassadors, runs into a foot of Gotting on the ground, picks the ball back up. Now through. This is the first real time they've had possession of the box, and it's a good spinning shot by Pena, but an even better save by Monroe, who falls to the ground and covers the ball. His first save of the game.
You could really mix 2 phrases and actually have a rhyming bar. Bit off more than he could chew. Tried to have his cake and eat it too.
Oof.
Put me in the booth next time. Anyone need a feature? I'm free.
Carmignani lifts for Piazza, but Akins has the pace to run after him, but a bad touch gives Piazza a chance, but Akins recovers masterfully. Dangerous pass in the middle, cut off by Musaba. Ahead to Fay, lays off for Nanchoff. Good play by Cleveland SC in the attacking third.
Just look at the hustle. They're running to every ball with no hesitation.
2-touch football is what Coach Jovanovski wanted from his orange and black, and so far, especially in the attacking third, it feels like he's getting that. The problem is with the low line that Ambassadors is playing, it's hard to get into that attacking third. Gotting tries to find an opening. Carmignani with space to run. About 30 yards away from goal. Step over to make one miss. Plays it through for Nanchoff. Can he get there? Not before Bertolini closes the space and shuts it down. That would have been quite the link-up. Carmignani and Nanchoff on that through ball. But more promising signs.
Tad bit too far. Nanchoff did his best to run it down, but that was a great opportunity.
Over 15 minutes in here from Baldwin Wallace. 0-0 still between Cleveland SC and Ambassadors FC Ohio. I'm Eli Maestro, joined alongside Justin Dedrick here on a beautiful evening from Berea. Number 3 versus number 8 in the nation. It's quite the matchup here. From Trestle Field at George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University.
Yeah, it's a treat getting to see these two teams here. Top 10 ranked matchup in the middle of Berea. Not often you get that.
Brown for Spratt, who's hounded by Mitchell. Somehow is able to maintain possession, get it to Bennett McCauley. The Baldwin Wallace former player from Talmadge, Ohio, had 51 starts for the Yellow Jackets in his time in Berea. Familiar territory for him, playing on his old college home field. Spratt is leveled by a host of Cleveland SC defenders. Spratt splats on the ground.
He took a shoulder and just flattened out.
Ambassadors trying to find their opening still. One shot on goal to Cleveland's none, but it was kind of a weak shot right at the goalkeeper, Colin Monroe. Low cross into the box. Almost spelled trouble. That second ball was dangerous, but Cleveland SC is lucky it was too hard for Tyler Harsh to hold in. He had a lot of room inside the box. And Musaba with a bad pass. And all of a sudden the momentum seems to be Ambassador's way. Quick shot rises through the goalpost of the football field, well over the soccer crossbar, but that's not an encouraging sign for Cleveland SC. Diego Pinto had a lot of room to turn and burn. He's already got 3 goals this season.
Yeah, that was blasted. If he keeps that one down, it's a tough one to save with the amount of power put behind it.
And now we see Ambassadors start to move their line up. They implied a low line earlier, and now they're going to press. Colin Monroe realizes that sends his troops up the field. He's going to boot this one long. Monroe, the Detroit Mercy goalkeeper, made 9 starts in 2025 for the Titans of the Horizon League. 37 saves, 15 goals allowed, 3 wins for Monroe. Also a state champion is St. Ignatius. He almost gets beat off his line, off the crossbar. Sandahl puts a good foot in, but wow, I was raving Monroe, and then he almost got beat off his line.
I was incredibly lucky that it hit the crossbar because it was almost perfectly placed, floating above his head. Did everything he could to backpedal and jump up for that one, but whew.
Now a bad touch. Fay with a chance. Strikes. Oh, just wide of the 4 posts. Abdu Fay, inches from an end-to-end goal.
Close shots on both sides of the field. A little bit of a scare for both benches, both fan bases, both teams. Try to reel it back in here.
Omar Hajar's pass back. I don't know where that pass was to, honestly. He just tried to put it into some open space, and Fay read it perfectly. Here's Fay on Hajar. He trips him up inside his own box. And very obvious foul there. Almost 100 yards from his goal. McCauley with about 50 yards to look up and run. Pinto with some quick feet and dishes it back to Maxwell Brown. Hajar to Zach Kersey. Has a goal on the season, does Kersey. Now driving from this left side. Quite the distance on that shot, almost 30 yards out from Jared Pena. And Monroe handles acceptably.
Yeah, we've seen both teams really just kind of fire from wherever. Shooting from distance, trying to just get those shots up. Almost worked for Ambassadors that last trip down when it hit the crossbar. But you take any shot, any opportunity you can get against two solid defenses.
Nanchoff, left-footed pass to Sandahl, who controls. Carmignani making a run. Instead, it's Piazza on the far wing, the Uruguayan. Couldn't get past the pacey Aikens and then trips up Pena for a foul. Piazza had some trouble getting free on Saturday against Niagara 18-12 in the 3-1 victory. Seemed kind of frustrated on whatever touchline he was running about at the lack of space he could create for himself. Heavy press by Cleveland SC. 2 on the ball in their own half, and it works out. Nanchoff turns. Through ball. Fake. Goal! Defense to offense for Cleveland SC. And Abdou Faye has his second of the season.
That's exactly what we talked about in the pregame, Eli. Those first 12 seconds after a turnover, Cleveland SC got it back. Nanchoff with the pass right through to Faye for the goal. That wasn't even 12 seconds. That was more like 5 or 6.
It started with that heavy press, and they talked about pressing all week. Did Coach Jovanovski and his squad. They put 2 players on the ball almost 80 yards away from goal, and it ended up paying off as that ball fell to Nanchoff, and he had the wherewithal to stay composed, find the run from Abdou Faye, and the Davis and Elkin College stalwart put it away. His second of the season, scored in the opener. He scored 43 seconds into the opener against Buffalo Stallions. Took him 4 games to find his second goal. The former National Junior College All-American, the DAC Offensive Player of the Year when he played with Cedar Valley. He's showing his attacking chops in Cleveland.
You know, we talked so much about how will Cleveland SC respond if they go down early in this one. We don't have to worry about that anymore. They were able to take the lead early with that goal. Takes a little bit of pressure off their attack. Obviously, you don't want to lift the foot off the gas, but it just takes a little bit of those nerves away, a little bit of that, added internal pressure away. And now it forces Ambassadors to have to try to bounce back, which may push them out of their game, out of their strategy a little bit.
Becomes a whole different game when it's 1-0, when one team's able to strike first. And Cleveland SC will have the luxury of playing with a lead. Najjar lifts towards the box. No one home, and Jurkovic will see it across the touchline for a goal kick. Abdou Faye in the 23rd minute gives the home side the lead against the number 3 team in the NPSL nationwide. Mitchell, far touchline, heavy touch, loses it but out of bounds. That was dangerous from O'Neal Mitchell. With the lead, you don't want to leave your defensive position. Mitchell, we've seen to have some quick feet, but maybe show that off later in the game when it's 1-1 or we have a tie, and then he has an unfortunate throw. A tough spot for Abdou Faye to control. Najjar will receive the throw, dish it out to his fellow center back McCauley. No openings for Ambassadors FC Ohio. So far they have 2 shots on goal, 2 kind of weak efforts, but then they did hit the crossbar on about a 40-yard chip when a midfielder saw Colin Monroe off his line and hit it off the bar. It was moments away from being a goal of the week in the league and maybe soccer in general across the country, well, until the World Cup starts.
Maybe even with the World Cup.
Who
Get
knows?
that on
would have been unreal.
Sports Center Top 10.
Aikens threw a ball to nobody. Thought his striker was making a run. That's Tyler a midfielder, not a striker. Nonetheless, not in the right position to gather that pass in. We're 26 minutes in. 1-0 Cleveland SC. Abdou Faye in the 23rd minute with the opener. Monroe with a long boot down the field. Sandahl wins it back after losing the initial header, but then Piazza runs himself into a double team. Faye takes advantage of the loose ball near the touchline. Feints on a cross. Quick feet from Abdou Faye. And he will have to go back to his midfielder, Nanchoff. Carmignani gives chase and keeps it in play for Berea. Jurkovic wants a long ball, cuts one forward for Faye. It'll fall for Akins. Nifty touch to get away from Piazza. He wants to run. Chased by the Uruguayan, slides and boots into the shins of Nanchoff for a throw. Seems like there's a lot of freedom in this Ambassadors formation. There's a lot of midfielders that end up playing from the back and a lot of defenders that make their way up. It's a very open system.
Yeah, and that's just a sign of versatility. When you have players that can, fill so many roles and do so many different things out there on the pitch, you feel comfortable with a little bit more of a free-flowing formation. You can have guys push up and drop back at will.
Cleveland SC regains possession. Gabe Gotting, the Australian. We did an interview with him yesterday at training. Make sure you go to check that out on all socials. Really nice guy is Gotting. Cleveland playing it around the back. Content at the moment with their 1-0 lead, though another is what they have their sights set on. Musaba splits a couple, and his pass is errant in the way of Faye. Mitchell denies the nutmeg masterfully. Nanchoff, left-footed long ball. Piazza brings it in with his foot. Nifty move past Akins. Is he going to try it from here? Curler to the far post, takes a bounce, and then lands in the chest of Nick Bertolini, his first save of the night.
Again, I don't mind it. Just make Bertolini work. Make him stay on his toes and keep those eyes up. You don't want to just let him stay back there and get, all that rest. Put some shots up. Attack him.
Brent Nanchoff drops to a knee. And seems to be in a little bit of pain. Nanchoff, the captain for the Orange and Black today. His first time as a captain in 5 games. It was Naguki for the season opener. Then Colin Monroe, who's in goal tonight, had the armband in both games on the New York road trip. And then Naguki again this Saturday against Niagara. But with Alec unavailable, it's Nanchoff, the former Cleveland State Viking, North Royalton native, who dons the armband. Played 4 years at Cleveland State. Played a couple places internationally. Played in Greece, Canada, Sweden. He's been around the block in terms of his soccer career. And he heads to the bench. He'll sit out a minute or two and regain his bearings. Cleveland will play with 10 as Max Brown on the restart. Harsh needs an outlet. Decides the near side with Macaulay. Brown left-footed cross into the box. Dangerous area. Spratt sees it go over his head, and Piazza will see it for a throw, but kind of out of nowhere. Maxwell Brown with a great ball into the box. Spratt just unable to time his jump correctly to maybe make some use of it. Spratt, a dangerous player for Ambassadors at the top. 4 goals in 4 games on the season. Musaba lets it run. A nifty move to get past one. He wants to let Piazza go catch it. But Macaulay intercepts back to his goalkeeper, Bertolini, who sends it far forward off the head of Davide Carmignani, but the offside flag is raised.
And Piazza just didn't have the speed to chase that pass down. It's worth a shot, though, if you think he could split.
It was great feet in the middle by Musaba. Man, Godding is pinpoint. Getting the ball to his fullbacks, especially Jurkovic on that far side with those long switches. That's why they have him playing so deep when they have the ball. Sandahl up into the air looking for Musaba. He runs onto it near the corner. Boxing out Novak. Gets past him. Musaba still with the ball. Tries a shot. Ends up spilling over. And Bertolini will collect. Keem Musaba is such a fun player to watch. Ridiculously skilled out there on that wing and has the pace to go with it. In my opinion, maybe the best attacking option I've seen in the NPSL so far this season. He's got 2 goals to boot. This is Abdou Faye. His pass errant. Ball through for Spratt. The flag is up. Mitchell with a crucial touch, but offside. Ruins any momentum Ambassadors may have had.
Yeah, I thought for a second that touch away by Mitchell was going to be the only thing that stopped Spratt from getting a clear run. Turns out he was offsides, but nonetheless, you like the aggressiveness by Mitchell. Get behind, tap that away.
32 minutes in from Baldwin Wallace. One nothing Cleveland SC. Under lights. Top 10 matchup. Mitchell will restart play with a... Monroe will restart play with a long ball forward, it seems. The Detroit Mercy product sends one forward. Faye chests for Musaba. Now Nanchoff, who's back in the game after that slight injury. Good to see Brett Nanchoff return to action. The captain. Godding deep in the midfield for Berea. Has been called his name too many times tonight, but that's not a bad thing when you're a center half. Musaba and Sandahl play a game of catch. I guess it's not catch. Have a kickabout.
Playing kickball with different rules.
Sure. These guys would be great at kickball. Nanchoff to Godding. As Cleveland SC looks to pick apart this Ambassadors defensive line. Berea wanted Faye. Faye's upset with himself. His flick on to Piazza was unsuccessful. Carmignani takes a tumble, would not let Pinto split 2 defenders. Nanchoff will stand over the free kick. So referee makes him move the ball 2 yards back. Eventually he'll just play out for Godding. Links up with Jurkovic again. Julian Jurkovic. To Hakeem Musaba. Godding will go for Berea as Cleveland SC just waiting for their chance, not forcing the issue as they hold the 1-0 lead over Ambassadors. 35 minutes in.
Yeah, there's no need to really force or rush anything. You know, now with that 1-0 lead, you can pass it around and look for a good opportunity. The clock's your friend.
Faye gets his footing wrong and turns it over. Spratt flicks ahead. Mitchell calmly collects. As really, Ambassadors have not had anything in about 20 minutes open up for them on the attacking end. Sandahl with a spinner, taken down, shot. Good save by Bertolini as Jurkovic had to go with the right foot. Sent a spinner into the gloves of Bertolini, his second save of the game. Gives me a second save. I was correct.
Don't doubt yourself. Have some confidence.
Novak on the far side. Almost left it for Jurkovic. And it was Pena who let Musaba get a foot in. Cleveland SC on the run. Julian Jurkovic, the fullback, tried to cut back and was held by Harsh. It will be a free kick. Nanchoff and Godding, the two midfielders, one lefty, one righty, talk about what they want to do with this free kick about 35 yards out, but over by the Cleveland bench, and Coach Jovanovski telling them the final plan. Looks like Nanchoff. Actually, I'm not sure which one will take it. Lots of bodies forward for Cleveland SC. Godding runs over it. Nanchoff short to Godding down the line. Beats it to the touchline. Whips it in over the head of Bertolini. And out of play for a corner kick. So the training ground play works to some extent. Earns a corner for the orange and black. That Godding will take. Sandal and Jurkovic stay back for Cleveland SC. The rest of the body is in the box with Godding to take. The Australian stands over in the near side corner. Bodies huddled around the penalty spot. Whips it in. Far post. Flicked on by Najjar for a Cleveland throw. O'Neal Mitchell uncorked a long throw we saw earlier. He'll try his luck again. Sends it into the box. Brought down in a dangerous area. Max Brown with an overhead kick to get rid of it. Godding, Musaba, and Bertolini will collect and start play quickly. Some room for ambassadors. Jordan Akins down this far side. 1-2 with Pinto. Plays it back for Kersey. A nifty touch to Harsh. And that's kind of the best play we've seen from ambassadors so far. That was the first time they've implied that two-touch mentality that Coach Jovanovski talks so much about. And there it is again, a good link up. Oh, great move in the corner. McCauley cross into the box. Head on it. Monroe dives, pushes it just wide. And it is cleared out by Jurkovic. Monroe with a Superman dive at that far corner. The first time he's really being called into too much action as a head got onto that cross from McCauley.
Yeah, that was for sure a goal saver there. I didn't think he was going to get to that one in time. He had to put all his efforts to move to the side and be able to just knock that away.
Novak will deliver from the far corner. Spinner into the box. Monroe gets his fists on it. Musaba will boot it as high and hard as he can towards Nanchoff. Working on Akins. Mitchell with a touch that Faye's able to keep in. Ball into the middle. Musaba squares it up. Tried to touch it with his shoulder. Goes over the shoulder. He collects. Handball is called, so it wasn't his shoulder. It ended up being a little bit lower, maybe a bicep from Hakeem Musaba. Harsh driving forward across midfield. Good foot by O'Neal Mitchell. And Sandal, horse-collared from behind. He'll take a spill and earn a foul. No cards shown yet from our referee. 40 minutes in to the first half. He knows the magnitude of this game. Going to let the guys play a little bit.
You know, we haven't seen, an overly aggressive amount of physicality from either team either. There hasn't been a ton of contact or a ton of card-worthy plays.
Jurkovic flips up for Piazza. Holding Akins off. Now Banderia back to Godding. Banderia will take his space. Try a long through ball. It takes an important McCauley touch to end that spell of pressure. A good look from Banderia, who saw Faye streaking towards that corner. Will be a throw-in for Cleveland SC. Mitchell will switch sides and take the toss. Under 5 to play in the first half. With bodies in the box, Mitchell whips it in. Headed down by Carmignani, but towards the corner flag, not the goal. Mitchell outside the box, right-footed cross in towards Musaba. Jurkovic tries to put it back into the mixer. And Pena is able to get it out of a dangerous area, and it'll be a Ambassadors throw. Jordan Spratt. No call on the push from Jurkovic.
Yeah, that was a lot there. Thought I expected something.
Musaba working on 2 Ambassadors. Loses it within his own feet. Novak will throw. For the brilliance we see from Hakeem Musaba, there's also a couple moments like that where it just takes a wrong touch off his foot or he's trying to do too much. But I think you take the trade-off with the magic he brings in dangerous areas as Mitchell ends up on his backside on the Baldwin Wallace yellow jacket. Gotting restarts quickly to Carmignani. Pressure by Aikens didn't allow that ball to be played through to Piazza. Banderia takes his chance at a long ball, hoping Musaba can chase. And he can. He somehow gets to that ball, but his touch was too heavy. He'll go out for a throw. Novak to Harsh in the midfield. Sandahl applying pressure, goes off his feet for a throw. About 2 minutes left of regulation time in the first half. 1-0 Cleveland SC on the 32nd minute. Abdu Faye strike. 23rd minute, excuse me.
Yeah, if you told the Cleveland SC fan base that they potentially, if they hold on, could have the 1-0 lead going into halftime, I think they'd all take it, especially against a team of Ambassadors' caliber at the number 3 rank and undefeated.
Carmignani with lots of room to drive. The Australian barking orders. Gives it to Piazza. Near side. Uruguayan. Quick feet. Gets it back off Aikens. Makes him fall. Right foot across. Too much for Faye. Headed out by Novak. And Jurkovic, with a feint, will let it fly onto the track. O'Neal Mitchell will be called upon again for a long throw as Cleveland gets bodies forward. Carmignani, Faye, Nanchoff, Musaba in the box with Piazza and Gotting lurking on the outside. Mitchell all the way at the stands will take his run. Spinning ball into the middle off a knee of an Ambassador. Still in a dangerous area. Musaba heads it down and now it will be cleared as far as Noah Sandahl tried to send it back in. And Ambassadors are happy to just boot that straight out backwards, where Banderia will head back to his goalkeeper, Colin Monroe, who will pick it up with 30 seconds to go in regulation, not counting whatever added time our referee wants to put on his watch. Monroe with a back-spinning ball forward over the head of Musaba. Brett Nanchoff on that far side to Jurkovic. And plays it to Banderia. We've hit the 45-minute mark from Baldwin Wallace in the first half. Piazza tried to take that pocket of space. Will go tumbling over, and it's a foul by Pena. And I'd imagine Cleveland SC wants to set up for one last cross into the box and a potential chance at goal before they head to the locker room. Currently holding a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and getting another would just be astronomical for this Cleveland SC team. They've had so many opportunities. They've been on the offensive end for the vast majority of this half. They've really been dominating the ball control, and that's great to see. But you'd like to come away with another.
Looks like Nanchoff will be the one to whip it in. Left-footed cross. Too much for everybody. Banderia had no chance to try to keep it in. We're a minute into stoppage time from Baldwin Wallace. Bertolini will get things going. We'll see how much longer our referee decides to let them play on. Maxwell Brown and Zach Kersey. Now Omar Najjar back to Bertolini as time continues to wane. Long ball forward. Mitchell boxed out, gets ahead to it. Sandal to Carmignani will dispose of it. And that will do it for the first half. Cleveland SC goes into the locker rooms with a 1-0 advantage over the number 3 team in the nation. A successful first 45 for Joe Jovanovski and his group.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take that any day of the week and go into halftime with this lead, talk some things over. You were dominating on the offense side of the ball. I mean, the ball control, time of possession, all on Cleveland SC's side. Ambassadors has a lot to talk over. Their defense is held strong for the most part, but their offense, Eli, they've gotten 1 or 2 good looks, but they really haven't been able to hold on to a sustained possession yet.
Abdou Faye's 23rd minute strike on a lovely through ball played by the captain, Brent Nanchoff, is the difference. Through the first 45, Faye's second goal of the season. And I think we might have an interview. Joey Germasic is going to have a chat with the gaffer. So Joey and Joe, we turn it over to you as we take our halftime break.
Here with Coach Joe Jovanovski. Coach, you guys scored early. I know we talked before. You said press, press, press. How do you think you guys did as a team?
I thought it was good. I thought, we dealt with their rotations. I thought that we gave them some trouble. Abdou almost had the one that he nicked off the keeper. So I'm pleased with the boys' effort in the first half.
And Abdou, he the one that broke the ice, scoring that one. What did you see there, and how do you think he got so wide open to put one in the back of the net?
Well, it was me and Coach Reed were on the bench talking about how we had to get Nanchoff involved a little higher. And when we told him that, that's when we found him in that pocket, and you saw him thread the needle. So we just got to keep getting Brett involved in higher situations. He's dropping too far back. So, yep.
Yep, and the game's not over yet, but how well have you think that the team has played overall, pressing as one, moving as one whole unit?
I think it's been good. I think we just got to limit number 9 and 83 from facing forward. When they get the ball and they face forward, they're dangerous. So we got to keep their back to our goal.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
And we're back live for the second half of action between Cleveland SC and Ambassadors FC Ohio. 45 in, 45 to go from Baldwin Wallace. It's Cleveland 1, Ambassadors 0. We're joined alongside our sideline correspondent, Joey Germasic. Joey, what have you seen down on the pitch?
One thing I've seen is just 45 minutes of team pressure. I know that's what Coach Joe Jovanowski kind of emphasized in practice yesterday and in pregame with us, just them moving as one unit. And if you watched it, I think they did a pretty good job at that, especially parts in the midfield. Sometimes the Ambassadors got out running in the midfield, but all of them moved back into the defensive third and got the ball at pretty good spots. A few shots on net for the Ambassadors, but none too concerning.
I agree. It was an uncomfortable half for Ambassadors. What do you think Ambassadors and Cleveland need to do to kind of right the ship for Ambassadors and keep humming along if you're Cleveland?
Ambassadors, you just need more chances. They close to no chances for them. A few that one of them that kind of went off the post, but other than that, there haven't been really any threatening chances. And if you're Cleveland, just keep the pressure up. You don't want to lax back any bit. Let the Ambassadors into this game, even if they don't score. Give them that feeling that they are in this game, and then they can get one to bring it level and possibly take over the lead. So if you're Cleveland, keep the pressure up. Get the next one as soon as possible.
Thank you, Joey. Great interview at halftime. We'll be back with you post-game with hopefully a Cleveland player of the match to be biased. And we're underway. Second half from Baldwin Wallace University. 1-0. Cleveland SC after 45 hard-played minutes. There is a change in the lineup, I believe, for Ambassadors. I see number 4 on the pitch. That is Alex Depperschmidt. Abdu Faye with an early chance, right-footed shot, and it takes a really good save. The rebound from Musaba hits a couple of bodies and squirts out to this near side. Cleveland SC not even a minute in, almost with a second.
Yeah, those early chances are huge just to keep the pressure on straight out of halftime. No rest at all.
Faye forced Bertolini to make a good save, and then Musaba's follow-up got caught between a couple of players' legs. Oh, and there's some physicality in the midfield. Brett Nanchoff shoves down Jared Pena. And he is down. Godding steps over him to go talk to the official. Nanchoff and Pena were going at it after that rough tackle that saw the ball go out of play.
Just a few antics going on down there. Nothing huge.
Just a little brouhaha, never hurt.
Ref's going to talk to them both here. Oh, not even a full handshake, just a light dap.
Nanchoff wants no part of this.
You know, I once almost caused a fight in CYO basketball because I wouldn't shake a kid's hand. It was mid-game, and he just came and pushed me down, offered to help me up, and I decided to get up on my own because I was a growing boy. I could get up on my own. Some fans almost fought over that.
I got a technical once.
I almost got ejected. There was only 2 seconds left, so they couldn't really do it. But
it was a clean block. I still believe it to this day. All ball.
You know, I believe you. You had a lot of conviction when you said that.
Oh, it was. Pinto gives it away to Jurkovic, who gives the favor right back. The two donating the ball to each other for temporary amounts of time, and it's Pinto who ends up winning the foul off the Argentinian. Pinto, 3 goals this season, played his high school ball at St. Vincent St. Mary in Akron, home of the King. Ball played back to the goalkeeper, Bertolini. Depperschmidt, the substitute, overcooked his pass for Pena, but then it's given away quickly back to Akins. Zach Kersey in the midfield. Turns and fires to Maxwell Brown. Kersey and Nanchoff go at it, and now Tyler Harsh. Pressured by Jurkovic. Gives it away. Hakeem Masaba stumbles onto an interception. Gliding down this near side. Wants to cut to the middle. Man goes down. Musaba shot towards that near corner. That was dangerous. Bertolini barely gets his mitts up to it and knocks it out for a corner. A great bit of individual brilliance for Hakeem Musaba.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to take that one, a one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three, however many he needed to split. He was going to take it in there, and he almost got it. That was a good look. Set up his team well for an opportunity here at the corner.
I do think officially that substitute was Davis Novak for Alex Depperschmidt for Ambassadors. Ball whipped in. With dangerous pace, it goes in! Brett Nanchoff from the corner. Oh, captain, my captain. The lefty picks his spot and hits it.
What a shot. I don't know if he was trying to do that or if it was just a misplaced cross, but it snuck into that bottom corner.
It looked dangerous off the foot. I didn't know it'd be that dangerous. Upper 90 from the corner from Brett Nanchoff. An Olympico. How about that? Nanchoff unassisted from the corner flag.
And I feel a lot more comfortable with 40 more minutes to go. Still a lot of time, but a 2-0 lead over number 3 in the country. The energy and the spirits have to be high. And
Wow.
What you don't want to do is let Ambassadors respond quickly here. Have your defense stand strong.
Pena, nifty move to get past Musaba. Cuts to the middle into the feet of the goal scorer, Nanchoff. Plays it forward to Hakeem Musaba. Nanchoff takes a spill. Advantage played. Musaba. Faye making a run. Couple of step overs. Hakeem Musaba sizing up the defender. Crosses in for Faye. A bit too late for the run of the Gambian.
So what a game that Nanchoff is having so far today. He's been incredible.
He's got a goal and an assist.
And he's taken over that captain role for the day as well.
Monroe gets the ball in his own box and will play out for Godding. Left-footed pass for Faye, who flicks it into the chest of Pena. Two-footed challenge from Faye. Wins it cleanly. Piazza working on a couple defenders, trying to use his pace, but cannot get around McCauley. Now Ambassadors will look to try to make a forward motion. And Diego Pinto got a good chunk of O'Neal Mitchell's skull. Trying to get around him, try to swim move him, didn't get the hand high enough. Looks like his either upper neck or the back of his head is what Mitchell is holding.
Yeah, it looked initially like it was the back of the head, but now it looks a little bit more like he's just tapping the back of that neck under the ear type area.
And that will send Pinto into the books with a yellow card. This game is getting a bit chippy.
In the first half, there wasn't a lot of contact. There wasn't a ton of aggressiveness, and then something must have changed in the locker rooms at halftime. The Ambassadors frustrated a little bit with being down and trailing, which surely has been a stranger to them throughout this season, is trailing within a match. And Cleveland SC, maybe the energy is just high, being in the lead, and that kind of leads to a little bit of extra aggressiveness and physicality, and I don't want to say bad blood, but this is a rivalry. You have some extra kick to your game.
Definitely an unfamiliar position for Ambassadors, trailing 2-0. First time they've let up more than one goal on the season. They'd only allowed 4 in 4 games coming in. And now down 2-0 to the home side. Berea will go straight up the middle of the long ball. Brown sniffs it out. Kersey with his shoulder to Pena. Played all the way back for McCauley. A lot of movement with not a lot of opening for Ambassadors at the moment. There's a good pass from Najjar. Slides it through for Akins. Made Carmignani look silly.
Nice move.
Spratt trips over his own feet, shuts down the momentum of the attack, though applies good pressure and makes Berea boot it onto the track. Unfortunate for Spratt there. Took a tumble at an inopportune time.
You know, we're seeing Ambassadors play a little bit more patient on offense so far in the second half. They didn't really have a lot of sustained possessions in the first. It was get down there and take a shot or lose it, and now we've seen them pass around a couple times. That was another misstep on their offense.
Musaba takes a tumble, and the frustrations are well aired out from Ambassadors after another rough challenge. That time it's Tyler Harsh who ends up in the book of our official. We did see a red card on Saturday for a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity from Niagara 1812. I believe it was Harry Kirk, their defender, who took out Musaba.
Yeah, he's taken a beating almost every game he's been out there. Really puts his body on the line for the team. Looks like he's all right, but I would expect to see some potential Cleveland SC substitutions here in not too long, because not only do you have to get the fresh legs out there, but the team really is taking a beating with the upped physicality here.
Monroe looks long for Fay, who can't get his head on the ball despite a jump. And Kersey will help try to find a spark for Ambassadors. Kersey's been good in the midfield. He's one of the guys who has kind of impressed me, at least, with his ability to maintain the ball and make people miss. Aiken's another guy who has kind of been a catalyst when things are going right for Ambassadors. Kersey will lift one. Depper Schmidt brings it in and gives it right back. Kersey wearing the number 29 from Lincoln, England. Goes to Neosho County Community College. 2 goals, 2 assists at Neosho in the college season. Has a goal this season for Ambassadors. Piazza does well to track it down in the corner, much to the delight of his members on the bench in yellow. Quick feet from Pena towards the goal line, and Berea has to put a foot up and give away a corner kick. Nifty move from Pena, who's really come alive in the second half. I didn't call his name much in the first, but his quick feet have helped. So we'll be swung in from the far corner, see if he can replicate Brett Nanchoff's success. Into the 6-yard box. Spratt got a head on it. Monroe able to collect. He'll try to go quick. Trying to release Musaba.
And you have speed.
Ahead with Nanchoff and Fay. Oh, a good idea on a through ball to Brent Nanchoff. Just not on the same page. Jurkovic from out of nowhere intercepts. Crosses, trying to find Fay. It'll hit Maxwell Brown in the head and go out for a corner. Julian Jurkovic. Hustle leading to this corner kick opportunity. The man of the hour, Brett Nanchoff, will take.
Yeah, and Cleveland's just playing with a lot more hustle and pace than Ambassadors. It almost looks as if Ambassadors is a little bit sluggish out there, Eli. A little tired.
Not too long of a trip for them. Only 40 minutes or to an hour from Canton. Nanchoff will whip it in. Was the first time so nice. He has to do it twice. Towards the back post. Into the air. Still in a dangerous area. And finally booted away by Kersey. Mitchell made that far post run. Was able to get his forehead on it. But good defending. Shut down the threat quickly. And Mitchell will gear up for a long throw as the bodies stay forward after the corner. Mitchell launches. Carmignani flicks it on. Cleared away as far as Musaba on the edge of the 18-yard box. He wound up for what would have been a thunderbolt of a shot. But Pinto did not want to see our maintenance crew repair the net. So he decided to take the easy route out and kick it out of bounds. As Mitchell goes side to side, he'll take a throw from the near side now. Is back to the home side bleachers. decent crowd we have out here at Baldwin Wallace. Flicked on by Musaba at the far post, and it's in. Abdu Faye got his head on it and was able to redirect it to the far post. Faye's second of the game. And finally, set piece after set piece. Mitchell's long throw pays off.
You can just see the disappointment from Ambassadors. The body language tells you everything you need to know. They're really not sure how that one snuck through. Bertolini looks defeated.
Abdu Faye with a brace. Here under the lights in Berea, and it is 3-0 Cleveland SC. Mitchell went side to side with long throws all game, and he finally got one to connect. Abdu Faye with his large frame just flicked it onto the far post, and Bertolini, nothing he could do about it. A 60th minute goal for Abdu Faye.
You know, if Cleveland SC is able to hold on here, Eli, getting a big win over number 3, you might see a little rankings committee put them in the top 5.
I'm not sure if it's based off a committee, but
however they do it,
I like the way
would
you
like to see
think.
a top 5. How do they decide these?
It's just like standings.
Is it really? I
Yep.
want a ranking committee. We need to watch film. We need to.
You're starting this
Yes, me, the new commissioner of the NPSL.
a
I'm starting a
clattering of
ranking
bodies.
committee.
On that far side, Piazza and Kersey go down. You're up for that? You want to do the rankings, but if you're the commissioner, you got to do a little bit more than the rankings. Is the problem?
Well, you know, we might make some changes around here, and I've got a couple ideas. Little,
What are they, Justin?
you know, better kept in the tank right now. You know,
Right,
I can't.
right.
I can't give my ideas to any current commissioners out there. I don't want it to be
Sure.
stolen.
Maxwell Brown will saunter up the field and find Pena with a nifty turn to lose Sandal. Nanchoff giving chase. Those two got into it earlier. Depperschmidt. Pena wanted it back. Depperschmidt driving the middle. Runs into the brick wall that is O'Neal Mitchell. Mitchell again tried to chip it over a Ambassador. No call as he hit the deck. Nanchoff intercepts and will slow it down. Mitchell dribbled himself into some trouble. Jurkovic, after it goes through the legs of Spratt, to the middle of the field and gives to Banderia. Foul called on Amir Spratt. Looks like a host of substitutions coming on. A 4-player swap as Pinto, Harsh, Kersey, and Brown all take a seat. Let's see if we can get names on the players coming in. Aiden Nunez-Quiros, one of them. Looks like 23 Nathan Worthmuller.
It's like Brendan French as well.
Yep, number 15, Brendan French.
It's like I see Brendan Swan. Both Brendans.
So a couple of Brendans. And that makes up the mass substitution for Ambassadors. O'Neal Mitchell is going to try his luck at a long throw once again. Runs the length of the track widthwise. Flips it into the box. Again, Cleveland gets ahead on it. And again, it's Faye. This time, just a foot or so over the bar for a goal kick. But, man, that long throw has been working for the orange and black.
Yeah, it's a nice point of attack. And it's a nice skill that O'Neal Mitchell possesses because it adds a little bit of a different opportunity to get some offensive looks. Now it'll be interesting to see with Ambassadors, 4 new players in. Are they going to run a little bit faster with some fresh legs? How are they going to change their approach?
Nunez-Quiros runs out of room. Mitchell after the dispossess to Jurkovic. Composes himself and gets it to Berea. No changes yet for Cleveland SC. 62 minutes in. Long ball over the top. Faye's got some green grass to work with. Faye feints on a shot. Has options if he wants it. Tried for Musaba. Unsuccessfully, that pass intercepted. Pena, nifty move to get around a defender, and then Gabe Gotting almost undresses him in the midfield. He will get a quick yellow card. And now Berea with a shove. This rivalry taking shape.
It's really starting to get chippy. I mean, Gotting did pretty obviously pull him down from behind. I mean, that was both hands, grabbed the jersey, pull him down, offered his hand to help Pena up, and the Ambassadors team did not take kindly to it.
So Gabe Gotting goes into our referee's books here in the 65th minute. Brendan Swan, the longtime John Carroll soccer player. Went to St. Edward High School here in Cleveland. Mitchell wins the ball back and is telling his substitutes to make some noise. He takes the throw that's sent away by Depperschmidt. Spratt trying to run onto it. Heads ahead. And a good recovery play by Gotting. Will get as far as the 6-yard box before Carmignani heads out. But a dangerous run by Nunez Quiros, and Spratt almost found him. We'll have a corner kick from that far corner.
Eli, it looks like Ambassadors may have a keeper substitution on deck.
Oh, wow. The coaching staff not pleased with the efforts of Nick Bertolini, and his night is through. Samori Mikkel Jeffers will take over between the sticks. Three saves on 6 shots. The final line for Nick Bertolini. Worthmuller to deliver. Left-footed cross. Couple of heads got there for Ambassadors. Berea off the goal line. A brilliant last-ditch effort by the Portugueseman. Nunez Quiros knocks it down, and then a left-footed strike from Depperschmidt well over the bar.
Yeah, he got a good piece of it, but just lifted it way, way, way too much.
Impressive, heroic clearance off the goal line from Rodrigo Berea. He's just a rock in defense, yet to spend a second of this season on the bench. He started every game. He's played all 90 of every game, and he's played the first 66-42 of this game, and for good reason. Strong header back to the other side of the field. Mitchell boots over his head and out for a throw. Depperschmidt into Nunez Quiros. Towards the middle of the field, heavy contact from Jurkovic. Drives into the box, goes down. And they're going to say it was all ball. And now the gates are open. 40 minutes separate these rivals. Coach Jovanovski talked about it. A lot of these guys from South America, from Europe, rivalry day is everything. And the emotions are coming out.
Here's fans getting into it as well, yelling, chanting. Brendan Swan was waving off the referee. You can see the Cleveland SC Sandals just jumping up and down, enjoying the moment. He's dancing now. Okay. He's getting groovy.
It's a groovy night for the orange and black. Up 3-0. They've brought out the worst side of Ambassadors FC Ohio. And if they can hold on for the next 20 minutes, they'll be dancing all night long. The referee sorting his book out. Did Jordan Akins gets sent off with a red card. Or did we have another sub? I think it might be a sub. Someone stepped on. But TBD.
Yeah, suppose
Brenton,
I missed it if it was a red.
Brenton Nanchoff is subbed out, so his day is done, but not for a red card. Nanchoff getting the applause he deserves and a huge hug from Coach Jovanovski on the touchline. A goal and assist for the captain, including an incredible Olympico goal scored straight from the corner. Let's see, how many white jerseys are out there? 4, 7. Another yellow card, just for good measure. I think he might have been sent off. I only count
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So, unofficially, Jordan Akins has been sent off for the flagrant act he committed during the scrum. And explanations need to be handed out to everybody in attendance. As I mentioned, Nanchoff subbed off after maybe the best 70 minutes of his soccer career. I believe John Hollis comes on in the midfield. And Colin Monroe gets us back underway. Noah Sandahl. Ball out of bounds. Way of Cleveland. And another yellow card. Sandahl is upset. Cleveland's upset. The ref has lost this game. Nunez Quiroz, the sub, picks up a yellow card. I believe Bartu Yakan about to check in for Cleveland SC.
It was really starting to get out of hand just a little bit.
One to forget for Ambassadors FC Ohio. At least the first 71 minutes have not gone their way. Carmignani restarts. Nifty two-touch passing from Cleveland SC, looking to escape danger before Mitchell lifts along on that far side. Piazza unable to do anything with it, but Fay almost won it back in the corner, took a good sliding tackle to dispossess him. Piazza relentlessly fighting. You'd think this team's down 3-0 with the way they're fighting. Piazza from the corner, and it will go out for a corner kick.
I mean, not letting up the heart, letting up the play. You're keeping that energy in for the full 90. That's exactly what I like to see from this team.
Substitution, Bartu Yakan is on. And off is Abdou Faye, who has 2 goals in this one. So the 2 goal scorers for Cleveland SC head to the bench. Faye and Nanchoff. Corner played in. Berea right into the arms of Mikael Jeffers, who will distribute to the head of Sandahl, who takes a spill of his own. Long ball played, and it's a beauty. A good touch to bring it in. Left foot Carmignani. Out for a goal kick. Monroe not able to keep it in. Worthmuller will take again from that far corner. Will be a left-footed swing in. 5 in the box for Ambassadors. Jurkovic heads it straight backwards, and it'll be a throw. Which Worthmuller will try and emulate O'Neal Mitchell with a long throw. Starting all the way at the left side of the track. He will run the width of the track and launch. Wow. It might just go in. No, it hits the top of the net and out for a goal kick. We've seen O'Neal Mitchell launch a couple, but that, I think, was the farthest one we've seen. Worthmuller got all he had behind it. Monroe lines up a goal kick and lets it fly into the Berea net.
I mean, there's 16 minutes left, Eli, and it just doesn't look like Ambassadors has any left in the tank.
Spratt's going to try to disprove you and chase the ball down in the corner, working on Carmignani. Quick feet to make the Australian miss, and another good move to get past him. Spin move on the touchline and into the chest of Colin Monroe. Beautiful move by Amir Spratt. There is a Cleveland SC defender down. How about that spin move he pulled off? That looked like a running back.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it was just dodging and weaving, evading. It was a nice, clean, quick spin, too.
The Cleveland player will return to his feet on his own power. It's Berea. He will carry on as he has all season. As I mentioned, yet to miss a second of game action for Coach Jovanovski. Monroe restarts and will take it into the corner and pick it up after Spratt pressures him. Carmignani, awkward touch. Piazza loses it but gains it back and plays for Gotting. Left-footed sweep to Sandal. Leaves it for Mitchell. Almost dispossessed by Nunez Quiros. Cleveland content with playing it out of the back until they're forced to do otherwise. Worthmuller dribbles it right into the midsection of Yakan. Bartu Yakan takes off. Makes one miss. Yakan. Over to Musaba. A lot of room. Will he wind up for a shot? Hakeem Musaba.
Ooh.
Up and through the football goalposts, which unfortunately is not 3 points. Instead, it's just a goal kick for Mikel Jeffers.
It's a nice play and pass. Nonetheless, Cleveland SC keeping that pressure on, continuing to just pound and pound and pound on the offensive end.
Another sub for Cleveland SC. Piazza will come off. I think that's Nico Romero will come on. Pena making a run, stood up by Mitchell. Foul called on Pena. And Gotting going over to fire up Mitchell. Gave Gotting such a emotional leader on the field. Celebrating his guys' plays when they make them. And Mitchell sure made a play there. It was Nico Romero who came on for Piazza for Cleveland. And it was actually Oliver Spinks, not John Hollis, who subbed into the midfield for the Orange and Black. Out for a throw on the far side. Another sub upcoming. Julian Jurkovic will come off for only the second time this season. His night is over. I believe Takaru Hayashi will come on in place of the right back. Yakan tries to bring it down for himself. Pena takes a tumble in his own defensive half and wins a free kick. Ball played forward. Carmignani takes care of it. Sends it into the track. One last sub, it looks like, for Cleveland SC. Ryan McQueen, the Englishman, will check in for O'Neal Mitchell, who's had a fantastic game, making his second start of the season. With Alec Naguki out, the two guys who were really tasked to replace him for tonight in his roles of captain and center back stepped up big time. Brett Nanchoff, who wore the captain's armband, a goal and an assist, long throw into the box. Depperschmidt off the post, and Monroe dives on it. That's the kind of night Ambassadors are having. Probably their best chance yet. It was just Depperschmidt who stuck a foot out and wrung it off the post. Monroe seems to be okay after taking a slide to the midsection. McQueen back to Monroe. Pops it up with a lot of backspin. Depperschmidt forward. Gotting cut off by Hayashi. Sandal, here is Hayashi. Loses it in the midfield. Battling with Pena. And Hayashi's called for a foul with the ever scrappy Jared Pena. And Swan obviously has words for the referee. Worthmuir left-footed cross in. Monroe tried to claim it. It went all the way through, and our head ref will say it took a touch off of an orange and black shirt last for a corner. Jacob Schott also in the game for Ambassadors. Worthmuir, who just took that free kick, trudges across the field. He will whip this corner in the 82nd minute. Into a dangerous area. Monroe gets a hand on it, hits the deck. Spinks chips it up and out of bounds for a throw. Pena chopped down by Yakan, stays on his feet. Jared Pena. Nifty moves, runs himself into trouble. Yakan gives it away in the corner to Nunez Quiros, who dribbles it off his foot, which I guess you usually do in the game of soccer. He loses it off his foot out of bounds.
You know, there's options.
Chest,
Yeah,
knee,
you can head it,
shoulder, even in some parts.
and toes.
Sure.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
There you go.
What's that song? What is?
Head, shoulders, knees, and
Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Okay.
Gabe Gotting will check out. His day is done. Bernardo Di Baraldini will take his place. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Plays his footy at Murray State College in Oklahoma. That's a culture shock. Brazil to Oklahoma. Fascinating range of places.
Murray State's in Oklahoma?
Not that Murray. Not
Oh,
John Moran.
Different Murray State.
Yep.
Okay.
Murray State College, not university.
See, that's where they get you.
Musaba trying to get through two defenders. Now a third. And it takes a third to get him off the ball. Carmignani throws a shoulder check. Battling in the corner, gives it away. Shot, trying to outrun the Australian. A little half slide tackle, wins it back. Carmignani You'd think he's one of the guys who came in the last 5 minutes. Nope, he's been running for 83 of them and still looks fresh. Davide Carmignani. 5 starts in 5 games. A leader on this team. He has announced himself as a guy to look after for his teammates. Long throw into the box. Monroe backpedaling. He's able to just get a paw on it for Sandahl, his college teammate, to boot. Depperschmidt not letting Musaba get on the run. Worthmuller will try again with a left-footed cross into a dangerous area, and unable to catch up to it was Omar Najjar. It's been good attacking pressure for Ambassadors as of late, but no end product to boot. Still 3-0 Cleveland SC, as the number 8 team in the country is taking it to the number 3 team in the country on their home turf.
Yeah, I mean, just what a huge day it has been for Cleveland SC. Not sure many people saw this result going in. Thought it might be a close game, a good win, maybe a draw, but an SC blowout, Eli. Not sure this would have ever been on my bingo card.
Yakan on the far side. Wiggles through a couple. DiBraldini leaves it for McQueen. Hayashi. Through ball. Yakan. Unable to keep it in on the goal line. As we have 5 minutes in regulation to play, and it seems awful imminent that Cleveland SC will pick up a statement win and statement 3 points in the table. And as Pena hits the deck. Maybe a cramp of some sort. This will put Cleveland SC up to second in the table with 13 points, while Ambassador stays at 12. Berea sends it out of play. Erie Commodores still sit pretty at the number 1 spot. 5 games, 5 wins, 18 goals, 1 allowed. Wow.
Yeah, they're a real force to be reckoned with.
They're making the trip to Cleveland this time next week, June 10th, next Wednesday. Same place, same time against Erie Commodores, who have yet to lose a game. 1 goal allowed, 18 scored, as I mentioned. That will be a fun one. Well, that might be top 5 matchup by the time we get there.
Yeah, it really could be, and there'll be a lot of excitement building up around that one.
Nunez Quiroz dodging orange jerseys. Ball out wide for Swan. Whiffs on his pass. Hayashi takes over. Here's Nico Romero with space to run. And puts too much on it. He was looking for Yakan. Instead, it will be an Ambassador's throw. Ambassador's next match will all be Saturday. No, excuse me, next Wednesday as well against Buffalo Stallions, as they look to get back in the win column if the score holds tonight. Also playing tonight, Niagara 1812 and Flower City Union, and Rochester, New York Academy and Buffalo Stallions. And then Cleveland will head to Flower City up at the Rochester Community Sports Complex on Saturday to take on Flower City Union for the first time this year. Flower City, last year's conference champions, now 1-0-3 with 3 losses on the season. Long throw coming from Worthmuller. Monroe able to haul it in after dropping the initial throw. Like I said, Ambassadors will head to Buffalo to play the Stallions, a team Cleveland has matched up with twice and beat them in both contests. Combined score of 6-1 in those games as McQueen with a bad touch out of play as the bench is empty for both teams. And we have hit 30 seconds left until the 90th minute from Berea. This one all but a formality at this point. 3-0. Cleveland SC statement win.
Just have to play out those final minutes of added time, and Cleveland SC can walk away feeling very good about this one.
Musaba tried to release Yakan unsuccessfully. Spinks in a dangerous area off the heavy touch with a heavy touch of his own. And that will do it. A top 10 matchup. And Cleveland SC comes out the victor. 3-0 over Ambassadors FC Ohio. And the Buckeye State is orange and black.
I mean, just what a huge win for Cleveland SC. This is going to give them a lot of confidence going into the remainder of the season. You just walked away with a 3-0 win over number 3, Eli. Incredible showing for the boys at home today. It's exactly what you wanted to see. They did everything right. You know, they pressed, they attacked hard, they kept the hustle up. They didn't make a ton of mistakes. They kept the fundamentals where they needed to be. I mean, this was just such a well-played, sound game for the orange and black. Go celebrate, boys. It was a great win.
Lots of celebrating in store for Cleveland SC as under the lights on their home field, they take it to the number 3 team in the country. 3-0 your final score. Cleveland SC the victors here from Berea. That's all we've got from Eli Maestros and Justin Dedrick. I think we might send it down to Joey Dramasic on the field. No guarantees on that, so stay tuned for a post-game interview.
Here with Brent Nanshoff after Cleveland SC's 3-0 win over the number 3 seed in the nation, Ambassadors FC Ohio. Brent, how was that game?
Yeah, it was first half was pretty tough. Physical game, chippy. It was going to be competitive. It's a rivalry in Ohio for these two teams to play each other. Happy with the result. Team worked hard, got the win. It's important.
And you were one of the players who scored in this one. You scored an unusual goal. You scored from a corner kick. Doesn't happen often. Just take me through that play. I saw you were running back to the team. You were excited, a lot of emotions flowing through you during that moment.
Yeah, so, you always try to make it challenging for the goalkeeper. You want to put the ball close to the goal. So, I just tried to hit it as close to the net as possible, and I caught him out a little bit, and the ball ended up going in. It was good for us to get the second goal there and take control of the game, put them on the back foot, and then we sealed the job.
And one thing that Coach talked to me about practice yesterday and then before the game is just pressure, team pressure. How do you think the team did overall for that? 1-0. I said at halftime that you guys need to get the second one as soon as possible. You guys did that. Just take me through how you thought the team did pressure-wise, making the Ambassadors feel uncomfortable, I guess.
Well, we worked on that in training all week, so the communication aspect helps. When you're familiar with what needs to be done and you train it every day, it becomes a lot easier, and we implemented that kind of a system to break them down with our defense to give them a hard time. We wanted a couple of tactical changes, let their center backs sit on it, and we did that, and we did well. We got a clean sheet.
Brent, thank you very much. How would you back with your team?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Good. All right. Here with Coach Joe Jovanowski after Cleveland SC's 3-0 win. Coach, pretty emotional game, but important win for the team. Just how are you feeling right now?
Feel good. I think we did everything that we needed to do. We protected home turf. We got 3 points, and we kept a clean sheet. So kept our heads as well. So yeah.
Halftime, 1-0 lead. I said at halftime on the broadcast that you guys need to score as soon as possible. You guys scored with a typically an unusual goal, Nanshoff corner.
Not for Brent Nanshoff, no. I've known Brent since he was a little kid. So his dad was my coach. He's like 4 or 5 years younger than me, and ever since he was a little kid, he's been a dead ball left foot merchant. And like we always make the joke, he's a left foot dead ball merchant, and you guys saw what happened. That's not the first time I've seen him do it. So yeah, not for Brent Nanshoff, but for a lot of other people, yes, it is unusual.
2 goals in the second half. Just take me through like your coaching staff's mindset going into halftime, then coming out scoring 2 goals, and then just applying more pressure on the Ambassadors throughout the second half.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about offensively. Like I said, like in the pre-match, offensively we're going to do what we do, and we did. It was more or less like how can we deal with their rotations. They were causing us some trouble on the ball and dropping their 6 and kicking their wing back inside. So once we dealt with those rotations, I thought that we adjusted really well. So
yeah, and when I know we talked beforehand, number 3 in the nation. I know you guys probably don't look at the numbers all that much, but just knowing that you beat a team that highly ranked, what does that tell you about your team?
I think it just shows that we're up to play against anybody. I think it's a good group. They're hungry. They're motivated. They want to prove they're the best, and I think for us to be in the conversation as one of the best teams in the country is huge. So it's a testament to what they're doing, right? So they're coming every day. They're working hard. They have a great attitude. So yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah. Who do we play Saturday?